What's going on, guys? Styx here with the Token Minorities, bringing you a season recap for my brief stint in the PPL Division 2, where I took over for Potato Jim, and I remember the abbreviation was PR, but either way, we took over, and we are the Duke Blue Devils. I took over right around week 6, I believe, and the team was 2-3 with a 0 differential, and so I was fortunately able to pull out 5 wins and 1 loss. In fact, in that 1 loss, I choked really hard, then also got very unlucky right at the end. And so, I mean, that very easily could have been a 6-0, but unfortunately that was 5-1, which was still definitely a very solid end to the season. So, I mean, I was able to take over a team which admittedly was pretty busted in its own right, and then I was able to add a couple mons that just made the team, in my opinion, one of the best, well, easily the best team I've ever used in draft format. And honestly, I think, I don't know, when you have 2 of the top 5, almost unanimous, 2 of the top 5 mons in the draft format, and then easily one of like the top 3 or 2 or 3 megas. I mean, Mega Charizard is arguably way up there in terms of the top mons in the draft format. So having Tapu Koko and Mew on the same team, 2 of the top 5 mons in all of draft, as well as Mega Charizard, just makes the team so much easier to run. And then this also, I mean, the fact that I had Tapu Koko, which is easily my favorite mon in the format, just made the season a lot more fun. And then just using a busted team was obviously insanely fun. So when I took over the team, like I said, it was 2-3 with a +0 differential, and we were fortunately able to finish the season. I believe it was 7-4 with a +18, really able to bump up the differential late in the season, which was good enough for 3rd place in the Division 2. If I say CPC-D League, my bad. I know I said that at the end of my last PPL video. But we were able to fortunately get 3rd place in the league behind David Magic with 2nd place and Bill Standish as 1st place. And I told Bill, like, hey, man, you fought this team before I took over for it. If you're a real man, you will fight me again, and we will just go ahead and take that result as the actual battle for the season. But I mean, of course, I mean, that's ignoring all the, you know, rules of the league. I mean, who's to say that you can't just go replay games just because you want to? Well, that's kind of the reason that you can. I mean, you play them in the weeks. But either way, I mean, I was just joking with Bill. And we were still able to go from close to the bottom of the league to 3rd place. So very, very satisfied with that. Able to pull out some very good wins against some very good players, and I have a very solid shot at D1. In fact, I think I am D1 at this point, so that's pretty exciting moving forward to next season. That will be my first Wi-Fi league, and so I just got to make sure that I get my working DS or get my broken DS working, so that is pretty exciting. But anyway, looking at the team, easily my MVP for the season ended up being Mega Charizard X. Now, it's kind of funny. Going into the last 2 weeks of the season, Charizard was, I believe, 4-4 or something like that. I mean, Charizard, actually, yeah, it was only like 4-4, so Charizard did not have a lot of kills in the season. Well, actually, no, going into weeks 9 and 10, Charizard only had 4 kills to that point in the season. However, as of week 9 and week 10, in both of those games combined, Charizard got 8 kills and 1 death. So in the span of 2 weeks, Mega Charizard went from near, well, like right in the middle of my MVP race. I mean, I like to spread out the mons that I use, but usually a couple mons end up getting more kills than the others. That's just kind of how it goes. But in the span of 2 games, Charizard went from 4-4, or 4-5 actually, to 12-6. So Charizard was actually in the negative before week 9 and 10, and then it ended up 12-6. I mean, that's just the power of Charizard. Like, all season long, my opponents prepared very, very, very well for it. In fact, over-prepared in some cases, so other mons like Tapu Koko or my 2nd place in my MVP, Nidoking, were able to do very solid work against them. And also Raichu as well. Raichu came to 1 game, but man, did it put in work in that 1 game. But basically, when people over-prepared for Mega Charizard, it wasn't able to do a whole lot. But in the couple games where my opponents didn't prepare as well for Megazard, it was just able to come through and sweep. So I really got an appreciation for what Charizard brought to the table, not only as a mon in battle, but as a threat that needs to be prepared for with multiple mons. So Mega Charizard was the MVP on the season, with Nidoking in a close second at 10-3. Charizard was 12-6. Like I said, Nidoking was 10-3. So Nidoking won the differential in that case, but Charizard did overall get the most kills. And then, of course, Tapu Koko just enabled my season all season long. Another couple mons that I really got a new appreciation for, one of them was Skarmory. Now, talking to like Jolt and Maddie Brawlick, they are not big fans of Skarmory, and honestly I understand why. Skarmory is very passive, it's very one-dimensional. However, it's one of the most reliable defoggers in the game and hazard setters as well, and then also can completely wall out some of the biggest threats in the game like Excadrill and Landorus T. Well, granted, Landorus T, if it Swords Dance and Continental Crush, then I cry, but still, Skarmory is a very reliable defogger, which I actually got a new appreciation for. I do like Skarmory a little bit more. I might try to use it in the future, as it's now a mon that, instead of just looking at it as a mon that a lot of people don't like, I can view it as a mon that I can use, and I'll be looking to use more in the future. Another mon that I really came to like was Alolan Persian, just because that 115 speed tier, if you're able to have Z moves and attack and non-attacking Z moves, Z Parting Shot is an incredible low tier mon, and then just being able to take hits from things like Landorus T and Mega Kangaskhan in one particular battle. Alolan Persian, I was about to say Mega Persian, but that's not a thing. Alolan Persian is a very solid mon that I would like to use in the future. And then, of course, Mew is just Mew. Even though it ended the season 1-1, it still was an integral part of my team being able to do what it does. And yeah, if I can get the chance to draft Tapu Koko and Mew again, I would do that in a heartbeat, but no realistic draft should ever allow me to get Tapu Koko and Mew again in the same draft. As we're reaching the end of this, just want to give big shout-outs to Omega Jolteon and Psychedelic Scizor, who gave me mocks. Omega more towards the end of the season. He ended up... Actually, I ended up just going on a win streak when I had him do my mocks, so that was really fun. And then, of course, Psychedelic Scizor gave me a couple early that was really nice. And then, as always, give a little shout-out to Jolt, because he helped me run through a couple ideas. Like, if I had an idea for another set, a different set, I could just be like, hey, what do you think of this in this matchup? So just being able to bounce ideas off of him, talk things out, was very helpful, especially in my first ever league where you battle at level 50, which actually has different damage calcs. I mean, not overly different, but in some cases significant enough to where it does matter, and you do want to very much pay attention to that. And also little tricks like taking 8 out of HP, if that's just what you have in the investment on an offensive mon, and then putting 4 in both defenses essentially gives you an extra point of a defense to work with. So just little stuff like that. Big shout outs to Jolt for helping me out on that, and I'm very much looking forward to next season. Oh, also one final thing, thank you Kyle K2 for inviting me into the PPLD2. I had a blast, and I'm really looking forward to next season in D1. I'm looking forward to playing all those players and just getting more experience, particularly on Wi-Fi, which will be interesting. I know I play differently on Wi-Fi than I do in Showdown, so just seeing if that is still the case will be kind of fun to see. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It was a fun season in the 6 games that I played. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.